Hey there, I'm gonna give you a quick demo of Talent Source AI, and we're actually just gonna try to find a new account executive for Stripe. So what is actually Talent Source AI? It's your team of AI talent sources, as the name suggests. So it's a team of autonomous agents doing the heavy lifting when it comes to active sourcing, so specifically looking at specific LinkedIn profiles, doing background research on past employers, and matching all those candidates against a predefined sourcer briefing. So basically you can think of it as a checklist of must-haves and nice-to-haves the candidates should have. So with that you can basically look at thousands of candidates within minutes, which otherwise would take a human days or weeks to review in that level of detail. And yeah, let's dive right into it. So once you sign up for Talent Source AI, you would just create a new job. In this case, like I said, we're gonna actually look at a job Stripe has currently open, and let's set this up. We can put more info here, I don't have to, so let's move ahead and save some time. Now it comes down to creating the sourcer briefing. For this, we actually just jump into a neat little tool which helps us setting this up. So we will just copy over the link to it, and then in most cases it will be able to access it, but it's also prompting you to a couple of different data points you want to give your talent sourcer as an input. So yeah, I mean, you can read over it, just pause the video. All right, it read it. We're just gonna tell it sounds good. This is creating now the actual sourcer briefing for us. I'm just gonna double check quickly. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell it, please only focus on the requirements that we can actually verify based on the data we see in the LinkedIn profile. All right, this looks good. Let's copy it over into our solution. All right, there we have it. And the next thing is actually getting the candidates. Oops. Let's jump into Sales Navigator. And let's actually get some help here. Could you provide me with a Boolean search string I can use in my LinkedIn Sales Navigator to get like a good initial list that my talent sourcer can have a look at? So it's also neat, you can use it a little bit to brainstorm it, and just get going. Just going to take the first things here. Don't want to go into too much detail. Geography, I think this was just United States. Okay, they're still leaving us with 81,000 to review. In this case, I'm not gonna, do I want to go deeper here? Yeah, a little bit. Let's narrow it down by years of experience. That didn't make much of a difference. So yeah, so I mean, this is the whole idea though. You have so many candidates potentially to review, and I mean, in this case, this search, obviously, we're gonna run through it a little bit now. Obviously, you would narrow it down further. So we're seeing, for example, some people in this list which have a level of seniority you might want to exclude already, but just for the sake of showcasing the solution, we're just gonna move ahead. And you still typically would end up with a couple of thousand, depending on the role, obviously, but you can end up with a couple of thousand of candidates to check. And realistically, if you set up a good search, you have a couple of thousand candidates. So then it means it's worthwhile to looking actually at the results individually, and then it's going to take 1 to 2 minutes for you at least to look at just the LinkedIn profile to come to a conclusion if it's a good fit. And basically this is what we're taking over for you, right? So how would we go about it? We would actually use our Chrome extension, and for this showcase, I don't know, let's just take the first 30 candidates here. Obviously in a real search we would go deeper and not stop after the first 30 profiles. We actually would go over all the pages, I assume, even, and take all those candidates to have a look at. In this case, we just want to showcase what's happening, so we just downloaded the CSV, and now we just go in here and upload that CSV. And with that being done, it's now basically up in our queue, and like all those candidates are being uploaded and checked, and to a great depth actually. So like we're looking at the LinkedIn profile, we're looking at the LinkedIn profiles of their past and current employers, we're looking at their websites, we're trying to distill like what are those companies actually doing. So we have some autonomous agents doing some like website research and so on, and some Googling, and like then we are crunching all of that data basically against the source briefing we put down before to figure out which candidates are actually fulfilling which requirements, and based on that as a next step we can then look at it. So obviously this is not happening in a second, so also our talent sourcer needs a few minutes to go over all those profiles. So I'm just gonna pause quickly here, and we're gonna have a look at the results once we're done. All right, so we just finished here. We reviewed all those different candidates here. We see different categories. We think an A, B, C, no fit. An A category is someone who has all the must-haves fulfilled and all the nice-to-haves fulfilled. A B candidate is someone who has all must-haves and some of the nice-to-haves. A C candidate only has the must-haves and no fits. At least one must-have is missing. So if we look at the different candidates now, we can dive into which requirements are actually fulfilled, which ones are not. You can look at some data on like past employers here, and what are those companies actually doing. And yeah, we could narrow it down, remove all the no fits, for example, are left with the ones we really want to have a look at, validate them, basically go on LinkedIn profile, just double check it's all correct. And for example, just export the ones we like and put it into a solution, into your ATS or into your automation tool you might use to get in touch with them. You might want to put them into Clay or whatever else you use. So that's pretty much Talent Sourcer AI. So it's fast, easy. It really ties into your existing process of using LinkedIn to find candidates. So you're still in charge of the strategy. I mean, we can help you a bit, like strategize around like what might be good searches to set up in LinkedIn. But in the end of the day, like you're driving the strategy, right? And you're driving like who are we actually looking for, and using LinkedIn to build out that search. And then we just downloaded basically the profiles, the links to those profiles, and put it into our solution. And then the heavy lifting is being done for you, right? Like looking at all those different profiles, and even going deeper than that, looking at past employers, current employers, doing a little bit more background checks, and including like funding history of those former employers, so you can run searches like people who have experience in specific industries or have worked at companies at specific funding stages and stuff like that. Just simply things you cannot put into a LinkedIn search. If you have those requirements, you'll have to have someone look at those profiles otherwise. And again, like if a human looks at this profile, and trust me, I know what I'm speaking about. I built a company outsourcing that part. If a human looks at that part and sets up a good search, so meaning the resulting candidates in that search are actually might be relevant, you want to spend a minute or two on those profiles and look at past employers and so on. And the work that a human can done within 1 week, with this setup here, we can get done within like 15 to 30 minutes. So we are way faster than a human can be, and it's observable, right? Like you can actually jump in here and understand why was a candidate checked, and how did we come to the conclusion we came to? Whereas with a human, you don't have that, right? Like you cannot write down like your whole thinking process like we can in here. We also offer an API, so if you want to tie that into your existing process, or you want to use a tool like Clay, this is all possible. You just sign up, you get a package of credits. One candidate check is 1 credit. It's pretty straightforward. If you run out, you can just buy some top-up packages as well. And let me know if you want to explore this further. And happy to hear from you. Take care. Bye.